toss a word at you that I think a lot of us, also in the media, need to start using every single day. And that word is subjective. What does it mean for those of you who are not aware of that word? It means that it's a something that's based on a personal opinion or a belief in something without facts. It's what we believe to be true, what we want to feel to be true, but it's not true. I want to toss out another word to you. Being objective. Ob, Objective. That means you look at the facts, opinion, and you really just kind of don't feel one or the other, but you're right in the middle. You kind of see the opinion for what it is, and you kind of see the facts for what they are. And these two words are not being practiced a lot today in our life and general media and all that. It just seems like our subjectivity is used as an absolute truth because of the way we feel about a subject or belief, and we feel that that is in fact true when it's just not. It's based on the opinions we have. And it also plays to our own beliefs and our own feelings about a subject that we want that to be true. But on the other hand, it's not. And we see a lot of subjectivity today in our messages, our music, everything, without being absolute fact. I can say that recent posts have shown my subjects to be subjective, meaning it's not factual what I'm saying to you. I may bring up a few facts, but my point of view is always going to be subjective, meaning I don't have all the answers, but I would say that the conclusions I come up with, I hope and pray, are informational enough that you will want to look for yourself and see whether or not those words are true. I can't change anyone's mind as far as whether or not the opinions expressed are factual. I do my best. That's about it. When we look at our news media, you look at our entertainment, you look at everything that we see going on right now in our world, you have to understand nothing is absolute. Nothing is factual as the way it should be. The truths, quote unquote, are expressed in a subjective manner, even though the people speaking these certain truths in name only are not exactly right there. We have to understand the world we live in now, the mediums that we use, all benefit a few people, a few entities, but we come out in these forums and we say a lot of opinions. We say a lot of things that have a sliver of the truth, but not quite factual. All you have to do is research it to find out whether or not that's true or not. I would say even in sports debating, I think I made this in another post, that when you talk about great athletes and their place in the pantheon of sports, it's all subjective because one era is different from the other era in terms of the way the game is played, the nutrition, the travel, the conditions, all of that. In terms of our politics, same thing. Things have changed. The politics of the 1940s are a lot different than the politics of the 2020s, with one huge difference. Some of the issues still go on, but they're being used in different ways. But our thoughts and our feelings about how those issues are handled, the politicians running for a certain seat, are subjective. And that's what we have to understand today and every day. That until we do the research ourselves and find out whether or not this is true, it's all subjective. There's another politician, an entertainer, a sports legend, quote, end quote, that should have the power to change your mind, change your way of thinking, sway you from one belief to the other. I would urge, do your research. That's all you have to do. And find the context of that research. How many times we've heard subjective points of view, like the moon landing, or the world is flat. To do the research yourself and find out from past research and listen to people with know-how, instead of listening to a celebrity, a hip-hop artist, a basketball player tell you what you believe. Their answers are merely subjective. I keep saying this word in the hopes that you'll get it. But again, I would have to leave that up to you, because the news media and all of the other entities are involving our new world order, as far as the internet, social media, and any other device and medium that we use, is trying hard to convince us that the lie is the truth and the truth is a lie. We should never let it come to that. Each of us have to believe in our own hearts what we have learned through school, what we have heard from our elders, what we have people, trusted people in our communities, the examples they've shown, the wisdom that they spewed. We have to believe that from these individuals and sources that we have gained all this knowledge from, that it is true. And anything or anyone outside of that, that's not in our personal space, that's their opinion. But maybe because it's my Gen X spider sense going off, that perhaps it's because most of us were latchkey kids growing up, and all we had to depend on was television and other sources like the radio to give us the news. Maybe that's what we believe now, but we have to understand, as the corporate influence in those mediums, radio and television, entertainment all around, happen to grow and direct our thinking, it's a little less trustworthy to believe in those foundations of information now, because they have to make a profit. So again, I ask you just to know that we live in a subjective time. The 21st century is subjective. Maybe we'll find a fact here and there, or maybe we won't. I'm not sure. But all I ask each and every one of you watching this is just to be aware. Trust the sources that you rely on to give you the right news. But more importantly, I would ask you to do the research yourself. But even then, the places and sites that we get research from could be tainted or biased towards one slant or the other. That's why it's helpful to get a number of resources from left and right, two sides. Be objective in getting the information. One side over here, the other side over there. Pull them all together. Be objective about the information that you get, and then decide for yourself. I've mentioned this before and probably a post or two in the past, but it always bears repeating because I can definitely tell you from my heart that although I may seem I know what I'm talking about, I always invite conversation. You don't have to like everything that I say, but if it makes you think, if it provokes conversation, do not think that I've done what I had to do. So I won't leave that in your minds. The choice is yours. It's always going to be yours. It's not going to be the choice of a corporation. It's not going to be the choice of a celebrity. It's not going to be the choice of a sports pundit or a newscaster. Those of you watching me right now, you do know you are the one who has the choice to live your life and to get the information that you need to make sure your life isn't crazy. And until then, we shall see. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate your time. Hope I made sense in this video essay. If you like what you have heard so far, please don't forget to subscribe in the button down below. And also comment if you like. Again, I'm not going to respond to too many comments. I know that you have a lot of opinions, and I respect each and every opinion that you have. Just keep it civil, and everything will be all right. Okay? So, I just want to thank you for taking your time to watch this. I really appreciate it. And I do want to say, do your research, and always, in closing, take care.